Hi, internet people. So this week on Stitchers, things got a little bit interesting. And not just because there was a murder. Oh no. There's a murder, and it's very... There are a lot of suspects, and dude goes out of color. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening for this guy. Okay, so the victim is a divorce lawyer who is actually going through a divorce. He's also apparently been with a few women and has cheated on them. So we get like 4 primary suspects for his murder. Miss Perfect, Doc Holliday, a plastic surgeon who he was having an affair with while with his supermodel wife, who is no longer a supermodel, and then the mummy. Not the Tom Cruise mummy, but a woman in bandages. Very Eye of the Beholder, Twilight Zone sort of deal. So, okay. Ooh, actually that works really well for this episode. Fun fact, go watch Eye of the Beholder by the Twilight Zone episode, because it'll make you chuckle, based on how this episode goes. Okay, so guy dies. He was shot, but in the stitch, not shot. His death memory is actually him, he like can't breathe, which is totally anaphylaxis. Like, as soon as I saw it, I made the joke, this girl is poison, on Twitter, because he's like with Miss Perfect, and then he's like, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, and then he dies. Okay, so that's the actual murder case, and I'm tempted to continue talking about the murder case, but there are relationship things I'm going to sort of do right now. So Cameron and Kirsten are hot and steamy at the beginning. Cameron is getting used to his new job as like head of the Stitch Lab, and the problem is, like, while he's adjusting, he's not quite used to like the process. Like, he doesn't know exactly what Maggie does. Camille, I almost called her Allison. Camille shows up. She's super hungover, which is totally gonna happen when the job you wanted goes to somebody else and you have a DJ girlfriend who's up late. So she's super hungover. She is hilarious hungover. I love Allison Scagliotti so much. And Camille is a great character for her. I love her. I love both of them. But she's super like, ugh, not dealing with it. Then Cameron introduces the murder and looks at Camille and is like, well, this is when you do the thing. And she's like, yeah, when Maggie gives me the case file in advance so I can do the thing. So she like winds up taking the pad from him to like show them all the stuff about the dead guy, because Cameron can't adjust the only photo they have on file of him, and it's actually making her sick. Then they go to do the stitch and the oxytocin thing happens again. We see him having sex. Kirsten like starts not glitching, but like she can't connect as well, and it's actually almost like she can't breathe at all because he can't breathe. So they do that, and Cameron is twitchy because he's worried about her, and that's not good. And Camille's like pointing out to him, Camille and Cameron are not okay. She's a little snippy, but she's like Camille snippy because I like when Camille is snarky, and that's what she's doing. But Cameron is not feeling it, so they're a little tense. Then they need to stitch back in later, and he actually gives the stitch to Camille to do, because Linus has figured out the problem, and it's totally Cameron and Kirsten getting physical. The oxytocin level in Kirsten's brain are affecting her ability to stitch in, so oxytocin is bad. So they're not allowed to do anything physical anymore, which is very awkward for them. And like, Cameron is having a hard time adjusting. Kirsten is like trying to adjust, but she's like trying to work with it, which kind of makes sense because she previously didn't have any emotions really. So like she's used to a more like non-emotive state, I think. So she's like trying to like go back to that a little to deal with it, but it's not really working. It's very tense. But there's some cute stuff happening, like Amanda get back together for another date. So Camille and Amanda have this super cute date where they both sing, and both women have amazing voices, and it's great. Yeah, so that happens. That's super cute. And we learned that Fisher was on a date, but we don't see it until like the very end of the episode. And then Linus and Ivy have a date, or had a date. You see that at the end of the episode too. Okay, so the investigation involves like checking all this stuff out. They talk to the supermodel ex-wife, and she's like, I got a boob job for him because he wanted me to be perfect, and now I can't get any jobs because her boobs make her disproportionate for the kind of modeling she used to do. And so she confesses to shooting him, but he wasn't responsive. So actually, she shot a dead guy, so she's fine. Then they go interview Doc Hollywood, which is what they keep calling the plastic surgeon, who did actually poison his coconut water, the dead guy's, with Botox, and exploded on Fisher, and I was like, oh my gosh. But he's fine. Guy never drank it, though Doc Hollywood threatens Cameron with a needle full of Botox before they can talk her down. Problem is, since he didn't drink that, and he wasn't shot, they're not sure how he died. They then stitch back in again and notice that the girl he's with, he can't breathe, like, while he's with her, and then they go a little farther and they see her, like, being hidden in a cabinet, and I immediately was like, girl, is it real? Okay, no lie, some of it was given away a little bit by the movement of the woman who had to play the human version. So, okay, this guy sees the doll, Miss Perfect, as real. So Camsten sees her as real. But that means that even though she's real, he still has to move her. And then when he was in bed, he literally like put her arm up here, which is a weird movement. Like, you wouldn't normally move someone's arm up there. But as soon as he put her in the closet, I was like, girl's not real. She's a doll. She's a thing. Which also explained why she would kill him. Because I kept thinking that she was like a woman who was like intentionally wearing like, poison like body lotion, like maybe she was wearing like something he was allergic to but she knew it on purpose and she was trying to kill him, like someone hired her to kill him. But then like they figured that out, then she falls off the cabinet and Fisher's like, is she dead? Because they like freak out, they think a woman is dying in a secret passageway thingy and they like pull her out and then Fisher says that and then Camille goes, I don't know how to answer that. Turns out she's from this company called Valley of the Sex Dolls? Yeah, Valley of the Sex Dolls, I think. And she, this like the dead guy, was addicted to perfection. They kept having to change her up all the time, and while everyone is out doing sort of date stuff, Linus is back at the office running a scan. He figures out that there's latex in the doll, then ta-da, latex, because I was like, asphyxiation, it's really asphyxiation that kills him. They already like sort of, they knew that kind of, and then they like look it up. Turns out she's full of latex, but his original doll was not full of latex, but he returned her and said she wasn't beautiful enough. Turns out that doll was, the doll he returned was modeled on the guy who owns the doll company's wife, which is super freaking creepy. Why would you make sex dolls to sell to people that look like your wife? So weird. Like, as soon as I said that, I was like, ew, why? Creep. It's weird. Like, fine. If you're cool with sex dolls, if you want a sex doll, whatever, you do you. But making one that looks like your wife and then selling it on the internet to people is just so strange. Like, that's weird. So weird. But then they like rile up the guy who owns the company until because they knew that he had issues with people not thinking his wife was beautiful, which is another reason where I'm like, why the crap are you making dolls that look like her then? Then he threatens Cameron with a needle full of silicone, and then guy gets shot by Fisher, and then Cameron whacks the crap out of him with an arm, and I'm like, oh my goodness. But I felt really smart because the actor who plays Fisher, I'm going to say his name wrong. I'm going to avoid saying his name wrong because I know I'm going to. So the actor that plays Fisher, who's a very awesome guy and does a really great job, he saw my tweet where it's like, she's totally not real, she's a doll, and he was like, wow, really, like, good work, because I guessed it before they revealed it, which, admittedly, it's because I watch a lot of crime shows and have really weird thoughts, so, made sense to me, and then I was already, like, really keyed into him getting asphyxiating, so I was like, it has to be something, there has to be a reason. But it was totally latex. He has a latex allergy. So that's the end. They get the guy. Cameron and Camsten have a talk because Fisher is telling them, like, no, not every relationship is perfect, like, you work through stuff. Then there's this really beautifully filmed scene where we see Fisher and Stephanie, yes, his lady, the two of them together, and then it pans to Linus and Ivy, and then it goes to Amanda and Camille, and it's really like a really beautifully filmed scene. Like, I love edits that sort of flow into each other. Then we see Camsten and Cameron, and they're watching 2001: A Space Odyssey, and then sleeping facing opposite directions in the same bed. So they're still working on it. Camsten is handling it better than Cameron, so I feel bad, but they're trying. It was a really cool episode. I really liked it, even though I, like, guessed the like, twisty bit. But I really liked this episode. It was a lot of, like, she could have done it, and she could have done it, and oh, it was that thing. So I really liked it. The episode next week looks really cool. It has a mind palace in it, which feels very Sherlockian, and I'm excited. So I will be back next week with another recap. These will stay on Wednesday is the plan until another show that I'm doing some stuff for finishes up, and then I will bump these to Tuesday, so they'll actually go up the day after the episode, which will be very convenient for people. So yes, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the episode in the comments below or on Twitter. I am at Clef Notes. You can also find me on my blog, clefnotes.wordpress.com. I write for the Nerdy Girl Express, thenerdygirlexpress.com, and I run their Snapchat, the Nerdy Girl EXP. Bye, Internet people.